Hello and welcome to the City Show, the first show in 2022. Today we're going to be finding out what happens at the Lebanon Theatre Company as our new season kicks off. We'll also take a look at the swearing-in ceremony for the new Municipal Court Judge, Marty Hubble. Up first, Traditions of Lebanon. A new senior living community is about to open, and they have numerous opportunities for folks interested in a career in that field. Here to tell us more about Traditions of Lebanon is the Executive Director, Beth Deupree. Beth, welcome welcome back. Your second time, I think, on the couch.
Yes, I feel like I'm a seasoned professional now.
Yeah, I love that name, Traditions.
Yeah.
You know, I was thinking about that as I was driving by that lovely place, and that kind of says a lot. I mean,
it does. There's actually kind of a slogan that goes with
Tell us
it.
about
It says, you know, every family has their own traditions.
Yeah.
We would like to be a part of yours.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Now this is new to Lebanon,
Yes.
but it's not a new senior, or it's not new to the field of senior living. Can you tell us about your company?
So we will be the 22nd Traditions community.
Oh my.
Yep. We are in Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, and Pennsylvania.
Okay.
The company's been around for a couple years now, but we will be the 6th community in the Cincinnati and Dayton area.
Wow.
Yeah.
And why did they choose Lebanon as their next project?
So our COO actually lives in Springboro. So Lebanon was, you know, it's like his hometown community. Yep.
Okay.
And there's not a lot of choices here in Lebanon for seniors. And so we thought we'd bring something new and some more options.
So what services are offered to the folks there? What makes you stand out?
So we have independent living villas, and then in our main campus, we have our main building, we have assisted living and memory care. So there really is a nice continuum of care that we can provide all on the same campus.
Yeah, I think memory care is going to be huge.
It is.
You know, with the epidemic of Alzheimer's and all that stuff. So the fact that you guys are a step ahead. Has that worked well in your other facilities, or is that something new?
It really has. So a lot of our communities have assisted living and memory care in them. We're one of the few communities in this area that also has independent living. But Traditions has done a great job of being very purposeful when they've built their memory care communities. They keep them relatively small. So there's a lot of personalized one-on-one attention with our memory care residents who need that smaller environment and more structured day.
Yeah, well, that's neat. Let's talk about staffing. That's an issue that's affecting America.
It is.
And is it affecting your industry as well, as far as getting folks to come in and sign up and work in that industry?
So far, we're at the beginning stages of hiring employees. And so I haven't seen a huge problem right now. I think because there's not a lot of healthcare providers in the Lebanon area that we're really able to pull some great nurses, some great caregivers. But you know, we're a new building, so we want to hire the best people. So we're really looking for those people in the area.
So the professional jobs, those are pretty much filled?
No. I'm also currently hiring for everything from a business office manager to a community relations director. We're looking for an executive chef. There's a variety of jobs that we're looking for in the management section. And then for our line staff, we're looking everywhere from bus drivers to caregivers to nurses and housekeepers.
Okay. Are you guys going to be a 24/7 type facility?
So we are. So we're open 24/7, 365 days out of the year. So holidays, there's no closing. So we need a lot of employees. We need a lot of really caring people.
Okay. So that's it. You're looking for people who love seniors. Right?
People who love seniors, people that have a really giving heart, people that care about other people, that want to put their needs first and do the right thing.
So everyone else working there has that same attitude?
Everybody does.
It sounds like a Disney movie environment as far as go down to Traditions if you want a nice job, right?
It is. You know,
everyone's loving, caring.
Loving, caring, and we like to have fun.
Yeah.
You know, we work in these people's homes, and so we want to bring the best of us there while we're working, and we want to have fun with them while we're doing it too. So it really is a great environment to work in.
And what about benefits package? You have a good benefits package for the folks out there?
We really do. So we offer health care, dental, 401k, paid time off, paid holidays, pretty much everything. It's really good.
Okay, and that's really competitive.
It is.
But I think what's really going to work for you guys is the intangibles, because people want to make a difference in people's lives. So can you tell us about the intangible benefits that you guys offer to people who want to work in that field?
Absolutely. I love what I do, and I love where I work. I love the impact that I make on other people's lives. And one of the things that you don't get a chance to have at a lot of jobs, and it's something that, you can't list on your resume, is that I get this huge extended family of all these grandparents. The employees end up becoming close family with me as well. It's a really good place to work.
What got you involved in this field to begin with?
Oh.
Where did you come from, career-wise?
Career-wise, when I was 15 years old, I took this lovely job in a gift shop at a nursing home.
Okay.
And a couple months into it, I ended up having all these bonus grandmothers.
Okay.
I was one of those kids that my first homecoming, I made my date go to the nursing home with me so we could show my bonus grandparents our dresses and tuxedos and everything. And I've just never left. I've worked with seniors my whole life now.
That's neat. That's neat. What about the opportunity to move up in your organization? Since you have so many other locations. Yeah.
We do. So it's great working with Traditions, and they have a great mentoring program. So if we see an employee who just is going above and beyond or has that something special, there are a lot of programs within our community and then within a company for development and growth and building.
Okay.
Yeah.
And as far as the number of employees that you're going to need there, what number are you looking at?
Oh, probably somewhere between 40 and 50, between full-time, part-time, management, and line staff.
I understand there's a website that people can pull up. I'm not sure if Joe's able to get that on the screen, but can you tell us what that is? So if people want to get more information about Traditions, they can go to that website.
Yep.
There it is.
You can go to www.traditionsoflebanon.net, or you can call us at 513-409-0900.
Wow.
Yep.
Do you have any job fairs coming up?
So we don't right now. All of our jobs are posted on Indeed right now. We've been getting a pretty good reception for applicants, but I think that we'll have a job fair as soon as it's safe enough. We're kind of, with everything going on,
with the COVID.
Yep, want to follow all the CDC guidelines and make sure that our healthcare workers are staying safe.
Okay, and I know where it is, and
Yes.
most of us probably do, but if you don't know where it is, can you give us the address? Where is Traditions located?
We're located at 401 Neil Armstrong Way, just south of Franklin Road and north of the Autumn Ridge subdivision.
Oh, fantastic. And if you were to sum up what type of person is a successful employee in senior living, how would you sum that up?
Somebody with a caring heart.
Okay.
Somebody who likes to care for people and puts their best interests first.
Okay. And what's the official opening date?
We're opening the beginning of February, so we've got about four and a half weeks left before we're going to open.
So there's still an opportunity.
There is.
Would it be okay? I mean, in this environment, I used to be the kind of guy, if I'm going to explore something, I'm going to go down there and look at it, touch it, feel it, wear it. You have time. Can people come down there who are interested to check it out, or are you kind of...
No, absolutely. Come on down. Whether it's for employment or whether you're looking for a loved one or for yourself to move in, stop on by. There's somebody there every day.
You don't want to be creeping out there at 11 o'clock at night because no one's going to be there, and you shouldn't be there either. No. So let's give our friends a time frame out there.
Somebody's always there Monday through Friday from like 9 to 5. And then if you want to come in the evenings or on the weekends, just call. And we'll make sure somebody's there to help you out.
Oh, fantastic. It's getting close.
It is. It's really exciting.
You getting excited?
I'm getting really excited. It looks really pretty, and I'm so excited for the people to move in so that we can help them out.
Is there anything else that we missed that you'd like to share with folks?
Oh, we're just really excited to be in Lebanon. Everybody's been really nice and really receptive for the community to come in, and we're really thankful for that. We're excited to be a part of the city.
Someday we're all going to need a facility like this. Check it out sooner than later, and then you can tell your friends about it. Go call on Beth at Traditions of Lebanon about that for a good start. How's that for a good start in the new year? Stay with us. We're going to talk about the Lebanon Theatre Company's 2022 season right after this break. Thanks, Beth.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Break your fast food habit at Kelly's Meats and Deli at 1001 West Main Street in Lebanon. Stop in for a quick lunch featuring made-to-order sandwiches, tasty sides, and mouth-watering daily specials. For dinner, Kelly's offers fresh-cut steaks, chops, and seafood, plus a variety of prepared dishes that only need to be reheated. You'll also find a large selection of high-quality wine and beer that can make any meal a special event. Kelly's Meats and Deli, open 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, now open for dinner Saturdays 6 to 9 p.m. And remember, we cater too.
Since 1954, Hardee's Interiors has been providing quality furnishings for homes in and around Lebanon, Ohio. Today, you'll still find quality antique and vintage furniture along with new made-in-America furniture of all styles. At Hardee's, you can create a mix of furniture and accessories that truly reflects your personality, all made to last a lifetime. Designers are welcome and so are you. Hardee's Interiors at 208.5 Wright Avenue or online at hardeesinteriors.com.
When it comes to healthcare, the most common question I get is, are you on our insurance? Well, we're probably not because we don't accept insurance, but our prices are extremely fair and you're going to get great care. So if your plan is to get great care, we are your plan. We offer chiropractic, fitness programs, massage, and clinical nutrition. So if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, call our office, schedule for a free consultation so we can discuss any question you have and get you well.
Call now to schedule your free initial consultation.
Welcome back. Lebanon Theatre Company shifted their new season to 2022 in response to the COVID-19 pandemic, which means there will be 3 plays this year, beginning with 110 in the Shade in March. Jay Mills and Wayne Dunn are here to talk about auditions for the first play of this year and the rest of the upcoming season. We finally got you guys on the couch, so welcome to the show. Jay, Wayne, you're no stranger to the couch. Jay, always great to see you, buddy. So you recorded this show, or we recorded this show on January 4th. So if you're interested in a job for the cast on 110 in the Shade, you need to be ready for the auditions because they're January 9th and the 10th. Can you tell me about the roles you're looking to fill?
It's a big show. It's bigger than most of the shows we do. When I look at the script, it has 20 named characters. Wow. And that doesn't include townspeople that could be at the picnic. Yeah. We don't have much room on stage to get up to too big a lot, but as I say, it's going to be a bigger engineering project, getting people tucked in dressing rooms and whatever.
So how's that work? I mean, you have your people that you typically call upon. Is this an opportunity for people who might be wanting to do this, but they're kind of skittish? Like, this could be your opportunity to jump in there.
This is the best time to jump in, because with that many named characters, sure, they may only have 3 or 4 lines. Okay. But they'll be part of the scene, or a couple of scenes or whatever, and they get their feet wet that way. Yeah. So, yeah. And it's a musical, but if you want to dance and can't sing, you can come and do that too. Yeah. Or we can talk about some other possibilities along the way.
This would be a great opportunity for some of the local celebrities, Amy Brewer, Scott Brunka, to do a cameo. Maybe sing a little bit, 3 lines. I mean, that would be easy for them.
Amy was in a couple of our shows earlier.
Oh, I bet she did a great job too.
She did. Yeah. She and I were dance partners, and I would run over and sit on a chair, and she'd twirl into my lap. There's a little trick we did all the time. I go, Amy. Anyway.
I bet she did that real well. Can you tell us a little bit more details of some of the roles that you have that are available?
Well, let me tell you about the show, and then the roles that become available or become obvious. There was a play written back in the 1950s called The Rainmaker. And it's a story of this town that's suffering a horrible drought. Okay. And a man comes through, a flim-flam man, and says, give me $100 and I'll make it rain. And most people don't believe him, but some people start to believe a little bit in him and whatever, and it's a story that goes back and forth about that. It takes place in the Dust Bowl era in Oklahoma, in that area of the world. And so this family, the Colonel family, is Lizzie and H.C. and Jimmy and Noah Curry.
Yeah.
The Currys.
Okay.
And so those are all roles that somebody has to fill. And plus the Rainmaker. Many people know the Rainmaker movie because of Burt Lancaster. He was in that movie originally. Then in 1964 they made it into a musical. And then in 2010, I think it was, they revised it. And so we're going to do the new revised version of that.
Okay, that's the Rainmaker, not the Rain Man. Okay, I mean.
Yeah, the Rain Man's another show.
Whole different
It was
movie.
filmed in this area, but that's not the story.
So how many roles altogether? You said 40?
No,
40
20.
roles? 20, okay.
If
And,
there were 40, I'd
typically,
faint.
how many do you need to fill on a typical show?
Well, we've done as few as 2, but most of our shows have like 7 or 8 when we do them at least.
And what about the age range? Do you have an opportunity for some young kids to get in there
We go from 7 years old up to 60 or older even.
Okay.
So yeah, any age range we can fit somebody into.
And what time and where are these auditions?
They'll be held at our theater at 6:30 on the 9th and the 10th of January. So that's Sunday night and Monday night.
Yeah.
And then if we need to call anybody back, we'll call them up and bring them back in again just to look at it.
Yeah. Have you done this before at this volume? Because that sounds like a lot of pressure to process in that many people and find that many roles.
Yes, we used to do shows up at the Lebanon High School, or what was then the Lebanon High School, and it's still the auditorium, I guess. And we had as many as 30 in a cast, probably.
Most Happy Fellow had a lot, too.
Yeah, Most Happy Fellow was done at the old place, the Shoe Factory.
So you have to sign up ahead of time to get an audition?
This time we're not doing that because I need to do some group audition. If I get enough people, the people that I want, I'll probably have to pair people up and say, okay, I want to hear you guys do this and this over here for somebody else.
Okay. So any other instructions or prepping for people as far as coming down? How do they prepare? Are they coming in cold, not knowing what to... Here, read this.
If they're interested in a singing role, we ask that they prepare a standard musical theater song.
Okay.
They don't have to sing 20 verses of it, but just something to show us what you've got. Then the readings are cold after that.
Okay.
So you don't have any advantage over anybody else if you read about the story in the encyclopedia or something.
Now, how's the commitment? If somebody wants to get involved with this, do they have to be retired? Do they have to? Can they still be working and be able to pull this off?
We have several people who have been the core of our last couple of years that are not even singers, but they're of that younger range, like 30s and that kind of thing. And but we need to expand that as we go. So we're hoping to bring in some of the young kids for this one, and maybe a few older ones too.
Okay, now this is going to be on stage in March, and then in May you're presenting the Odd Couple. Jay, can you tell us a little bit about the Odd Couple?
Jessica Burrows is directing.
Okay. Okay.
And we'll go through the same type of audition process with that. And with, like Wayne was saying, with this audition, we work with your schedules pretty much so that no matter what you're doing, you can still come and audition.
Okay. Now, The Odd Couple, that's a pretty, I mean, I remember the show.
I remember the
Odd
TV
Couple.
show a little bit.
Yeah.
Of course, that's pretty much before my time. But
Of course, yeah. Is it similar to that as far as the story?
It's a story of a slob and a neat together in the same apartment, bugging each other.
And that's a comedy. That's not a musical.
It's a comedy, yeah.
Okay. And those of us who've been around a little longer remember that play in sitcom. And what do you have planned for the third play in September?
Third play is Harvey.
Okay.
I don't know if you're familiar with that or not, but
it's the mouse or the big
rabbit. Big rabbit.
Big rabbit.
Okay.
Yeah. I know it was some kind of rodent. Yeah.
But not everybody sees him, so that's the problem in the story.
And that had Jimmy Stewart?
Yes.
Yeah. So that was back in the 50s, and it was a play when? When did it come out as a play?
I think it was the 40s.
Okay. And was this one that, did you pick this one also?
We, as part of the committee, yes.
Okay.
We have an artistic committee that looks at all the pitches that people make for their shows and then sort of talk through what would work best for us and so forth and go from there.
That seems like a fun A fun one. That would be a comedy also, I'm assuming? Okay.
It's a fun year.
Paula Whitaker's directing that one.
Okay. And has she directed the shows here before?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
in fact, she was on the couch the last time we were here.
So she's got a bit of a following. So,
oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I wonder if that's like the shows on television and the movies that are directed, and you get a favorite director. Do they
want to come back and
does
work
that
for
happen
them
in
again?
the
A
theater
lot of
as well?
people like working with the same directors all the time. They know how they work, how they operate, and they enjoy it. And so if they know somebody's directing, they'll want to come and work for them again.
Nice. And how are ticket sales going? And more specifically, season tickets. Is that
season tickets have not been offered yet.
Okay.
Check the website for upcoming information on those. But the prices will still be around the same. The individual prices will still be $20. If you order them online, there's a $1 charge for each order.
Okay.
Not per ticket, but per each order. And season tickets are probably going to be around $50 per season for the 3 main stage shows.
So you get a little break. Yeah.
Right.
Wayne, what about seating now? Are we still on restrictions with the COVID, or are we getting past that?
We have a method for doing it if we need to.
Okay.
We're keeping our eyes open, our ears to the ground on this new variant of the COVID virus, and hoping that it washes quickly and washes away, which it seems to be.
Are you asking people to wear masks if they come in, or is that optional?
We say we recommend it.
Okay.
We're at that point now. Earlier we required it.
So we're loosening up, which is a good sign.
Right.
Yeah. And how do you get more information on these shows and tickets and so on?
Well, the website's the best place. Either that or call Jay. He knows everything.
I'm in the office usually Tuesday through Friday around 11 or noon. And if you call and leave a message, I'll call you back. But you have to leave a message with a clear name and number.
That's awesome.
And I'll call you back.
Yeah. What else you guys have planned for 2022? Anything else coming up?
I just want to say a couple more things about the musical. It was made into a musical. I can't remember the guy's name. He was the scout on Wagon Train. Okay. You know what I'm talking about? Dark-haired guy, was swarthy, kind of a loner. He played Starbuck, who was the rainmaker in this show when it came back, when it was made into a musical. And then in the late 1980s, Woody Harrelson played the rainmaker on Broadway.
Wow.
It was this one Broadway starring role. And I went to see him do that show, and I just thought it was a lot of fun.
Wow. Wow. So you knew him back when he was in
this? I taught Woody in class, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. Well, that must have been fun seeing him before he got his fame.
Yeah, he was a lively character.
Yeah, I bet he was. I bet he was. Hey, let's recap on the audition information, because you need some new stars.
That's right.
So again, how do they find out about that and test their talent?
Well, I'll tell you when it is. January 9th and 10th at 6:30.
Okay.
At the theater, or they can look on the line. If they look online, they'll see all the characters, and it'll have a description of the characters and who they are and what kind of things they need to be aware of, or what we're looking for to put into it.
Fantastic.
So that's great for people who don't know if they fit into a show or not. They can look at that and say, I see myself there.
So this sounds like this is the year of normalcy for Lebanon Theatre Company.
We sure hope so.
Yeah. So guys, if you get a chance, call down at the Lebanon Theatre Company, get some tickets, check out a show. I mean, we have our own theater company in Lebanon. Check it out. It's just a great experience. Did we miss anything? Anything else you want to share with the folks out there, Wayne? Jay?
If you don't want to come and audition, come and see the shows anyway. Yeah. You might see some of your favorite people or your neighbor up in there. You might see somebody you know. If you don't want to audition, but if you want to audition, we're looking forward to that.
Well, fantastic.
The music and lyrics are by Tom Schmidt and Harvey Schmidt and Tom Jones.
Okay.
Not Tom Jones, the Welsh singer.
Okay.
And the same ones that did the Fantastics and several other shows. So
fantastic.
Have a good record.
Sounds like a great time. We'll be back after a short break to welcome our new municipal judge after this break.
Both my legs were amputated due to an IED. It's when you start to try to get back into like an everyday life. I absolutely felt like I lost some of my purpose. There must be something more. When DAV came into my life, they gave me a new mission. I could still be a productive member of society, could still support a family.
The DAV gave him that sense of structure and purpose again to get his life back together.
Visit DAV.org to learn more about our mission.
Me and my boy Matt had it good. He had catnip that was off the hook. But one day, he brings a girl home, and she's allergic to cats. Every sneeze was a nail in my coffin. Now I'm in a shelter. It's decent, but they don't even have Wi-Fi.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes and you come to mine. This is it, first impression, my way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Hey, welcome back to the City Show. Just before the Christmas holiday, Marty Hubble was sworn in as Lebanon's Municipal Court Judge. He's going to be replacing Mark Bogan, who's retiring at the end of 2021. Let me just say, Mark Bogan, thank you. Just a wonderful man. We're going to miss you. Marty Hubble's a wonderful man, too. Best wishes. Here's some of the highlights from the swearing-in ceremony.
Please rise. This Court of Common Pleas in the County of Warren, State of Ohio is now in session. You may be seated.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Warren County Common Pleas Court. I am Don Oda. I am the presiding judge of the Common Pleas Courts. It is not very often that we get the opportunity to have a joint session of our Common Pleas Court and also be joined by our other judges. So I will make some introductions of our other judges. To my far right is Judge Fisher. He is from County Courts. To his left is Judge Byrne, who is joining us from the 12th District Court of Appeals. To my immediate right is Judge Jeff Kirby from Domestic Relations. To my left is Judge Teep with the also with the General Division. Then we have Judge Kirby, Probate Juvenile. And sitting in our honor spot in the witness box is Judge Bogan, soon to be former judge of the Lebanon Municipal Court. Judge Peeler could not be with us today. He texted me earlier. Many of you may not know, he is from down in the Mayfield, Kentucky area. He recently had a death in his family. He's been down there. He is on his way back. That's very close to his hometown down there. So certainly our prayers are with he and his family in a very difficult time. The robing of a new judge is a really joyous occasion for the Common Pleas Court, all of the courts. We do not have joint sessions, as I said, very often. Normally when there is more than one of us sitting up here, it is to consider somebody for death in a 3-judge panel. This is a much better occasion than that, obviously, as we welcome soon-to-be Judge Hubble into the Warren County Judicial Fold. It's been interesting to spend time with Judge Hubble and his wife in the sort of the run-up to this day over the past couple of years. We were planning for a campaign that fortunately did not have to happen. I've been answering questions for him in this transition period as he becomes the Lebanon Municipal Court Judge. And it's sort of interesting when I think about the process of becoming something. Someone becomes a father, they become a husband, they become a felon, they become a homeowner. They become something which is by definition something that they are now, but were not before. This is true of a trial judge as well. I always think, to give you a seasonal pop culture reference, for those of you who have seen the Santa Claus, there's that part when Tim Allen is up at the North Pole for the first time. Everybody's calling him Santa, and he's no, it's Scott Calvin. Keep saying Scott Calvin, but people continue to refer to him as Santa Claus. It's going to be the same with my good friend Marty. He is still Marty, but he is also now Mr. Hubble, Judge Hubble. Unfortunately, like becoming a spouse or a parent, there is no magic that comes over us, no knowledge that comes just with the becoming a judge. If there is, then it skipped over most of the judges here in Warren County. So, like a new bride or a new grandparent, you have to just take the experience that you have, draw upon your skill set, and see how you can translate that into your new job. Those of us who have been around for a while and have been doing this for a while know that a court takes on the personality of its judge. So if you look at my court, for example, I have all of the new technology, all the gizmos. The legendary Judge Flannery, his court always started on time. Judge Jeff Kirby, for example, he's taken out a lot of the adversarialness. His court is a calmer, sort of less fight over there. Judge Joe Kirby always has a fresh coat of paint on the walls. So the court sort of takes on the personality of the judge. Personally, I am very excited to see the personality that the Lebanon Municipal Court will take under Judge Hubble in the years to come. It's our tradition here in Warren County now, before the actual swearing in, that the judges will share perhaps some relatable story, hopefully some embarrassing to some extent. So we'll start with Judge Fisher on the far right.
Well, I won't do anything embarrassing. I've been able to practice in front of Magistrate Hubble, and I've been able to practice with Attorney Hubble. I know from your demeanor in both roles, as well as outside of the legal world, you have patience, which is what you are definitely going to need from the bench at this level. And you also have a demeanor that's just welcoming, which is also very helpful. And it's disarming to defendants to be able to see a judge up there that, while they may not be able to relate to them, they understand that that person in the road can relate to them, which is very important. So I look forward to watching you do that.
I'm Matt Byrne. I'm on the 12th District Court of Appeals. I actually never practiced before now Judge Hubble as a magistrate, but really got to know him a little bit when I was on the campaign trail and his campaign was beginning. And I think, so on the professional side of things, though we haven't worked together professionally, I'll say I think we affirmed one of your opinions recently, so that's a good thing, right?
Better to be right than be affirmed, as we say at the trial level.
But I know that Judge Hubble is a pillar of the community, involved in many ways, and that's really something that I think is critical for judges, to not just be behind the bench, but to be also out and about, involved in different community organizations and knowing and meeting people. He does that, and I hope he continues. I know he'll continue to do that on the bench, and he'll be a great addition to the bench.
A way that anybody who sits as a judge or a magistrate can tell when somebody has what it takes to do this is when you watch them in trial. You know, the temptation, particularly with our society, with cable news shows and all of that, is to just come in swinging big. Well, in the courtroom, you've got to back up what it is you're swinging. And when you don't, you lose credibility. And so the best lawyers, you know, I tell people all the time, anybody can fight. A 5-year-old knows how to fight. It takes skill to be persuasive. And I think the best lawyers tailor what it is that they present, what it is that they say, in a way that is persuasive. And I've had the experience of working with Marty for the last 8 years as I've been with the Domestic Relations Court. And he's very good at what he does, but he doesn't come in swinging big and strike out. He's very persuasive that way. That's what makes for a good judge. So.
Go ahead.
I too had the opportunity to practice a few cases in front of Magistrate Hubble. Had cases against him, had cases with him, had the opportunity to have him practice in front of me as a trial judge. As a trial attorney, it was always one of my favorite places to go was Lebanon Municipal Court under Judge Bogan. Just the way the atmosphere there was just always a great place to go. Marty, you have a great demeanor, you have a great personality, you'll do wonderful as a judge, and I know you'll continue on with a lot of the things that Judge Bogan did to make that courtroom just a great place for trial attorneys to go.
I thought today was a roast, so I'm trying to think of something good to say, and it's not coming. Except to say this, Marty, you have a good family name. Your uncle served the bench well at Lebanon. You're going to be handed a court that is a well-oiled machine by Judge Bogan. I've known you for a long time. Find you to be a great person, a great attorney, and you're going to be a great judge. Good luck.
Okay, well, I haven't been in this courtroom for a while, although I practiced law in this building and other common pleas court buildings for about 35 years before I was a judge. But it's very nice to be back here and to see the common pleas court judges, especially Judge Bronson. I haven't seen him for a while. But I thought it was roast too, so I got to take all my notes and throw them away. That's easy to do. Marty's been my magistrate for I don't know how long, Marty, a long time, over 10 years. And you know, I look at with detail every decision he writes, and then I have to sign off on them to see if I agree with him. I think he's done the right thing. And there's never been a case where I've turned aside his decision. I've always felt he's done the right thing. So the other thing is that while I'm extremely happy that he is the judge, one of the ethical requirements are, as a sitting judge, that you're not really able to participate in somebody else's campaign. So I wasn't able to be active in Marty's campaign, but I'm certainly his greatest fan. And now that we know that he's here and he's uncontested and he's going to be the judge, I couldn't be happier to congratulate him. So thank you.
You know, Marty, I think the first time that you and I met is when we used to play softball on Monday nights for the now defunct Warren County Bar Association softball team. Going around the infield, I think Judge Bronson, first base, Magistrate Demos at third base, left field, or was it Thornton played left field? You were out there. Teep was at shortstop for a while. So, you know, I miss those days, although I don't know with my knees that I could play softball anymore. Those days when you got to know somebody in an environment that was completely outside of any sort of courtroom experience. And I've gotten to know Marty and his wife, who is just delightful, here over the years, and it's been really exciting. I can pay Marty 2 very high compliments. That I had a case in my court that absolutely nobody wanted to be the defense attorney for. I appointed Marty to represent this person. He did a very good job. I also referred the widow of my very best friend in the world to Marty to say, take care of her. which he did in a very good fashion. So again, I just can't wait to see what the Lebanon Municipal Court holds. So at this time, we will do the actual swearing in. Judge Bogan will be doing the swearing in. While they sort of move to the gallery, I would be remiss in this moment if I did not take a moment to recognize Judge Bogan. He is our longest serving judge in Warren County, the title that he sort of passes over to me now. But upon his retirement, it's how long? 22, 23 years, something like that, that he has been here. So if you would, as he makes his way down to the gallery to swear in Judge Hubble, please stand in a round of applause.
Folks, we're going to go ahead and do the swearing in now. It's a good thing to do it early, a week or two ahead of time, because Marty's going to take the office at 1 o'clock in the morning on January 1st, and I don't think anybody wants to show up at that hour. So we do it ahead of time, so when he's ready to go on January 1, nothing more to do. So it's my honor. See, Megan is here, and you've got, what, the family Bible with you? All right. I'm going to go ahead and administer the oath. Repeat after me. I, in your name,
I, Martin Earl Hubble,
do solemnly swear
that
I will support the Constitution of the United States
I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of Ohio.
and the Constitution of Ohio.
Will administer justice with respect to people.
Will administer justice with respect to people.
And will faithfully and impartially discharge.
And will faithfully and impartially discharge.
And perform all duties.
Incumbent upon me.
As judge of the Lebanon Municipal Court. It's my honor. Judge Hubble.
And bound by tradition, Judge Hubble, also to remind you as your wife places the robe on you, is that you need to thank her during your remarks.
And this may be the last time she stands up when he walks in the room.
Please be seated. Thank you. It is the honor of my lifetime to represent my family, my community, and the Warren County Bar Association as the Lebanon Municipal Court Judge. I also want to say a special thanks to my boss of 18 years, Judge Mark Bogan. You have been a leader, a mentor, a friend, a resource. I personally want to thank you for your 22 years of service to our legal community, to my community, and for your stewardship of our court. I want to thank my wife. This is an awkward thing that we're doing here, and you are always there with me, and I appreciate you. My parents came from warm weather to cold weather. You've always been supportive. Thank you. My mother-in-law, Sarah Warrington. I married a girl whose both of her parents are lawyers. I wouldn't recommend it, but it's worked out great so far. It really has been wonderful. Our dear friends Mike and Susie Leonard, thank you so much for coming. The Odas, Linda and I have gotten to know each other so much in awkward circumstances with some nonprofit work, and you have been such a good friend to me. And Judge Oda, thank you for your advice before, during, and now, because it's been invaluable. And we're not done, so I appreciate all that you've done. The Lebanon Court staff, the Lebanon Police Department, my personal staff, all of my colleagues, Magistrate Greggy, Dave Ernst, Kelly McCoy, the three people that I've worked with, Judge Kaufman, former judge of the Lebanon Court, and my contemporaries, which were kind of sitting right here with Rob, Matt, and Renee, who I think snuck out. I started my legal career, in a sense, as a runner for the firm of Young and Hubble when I was 16 years old. And I would run documents all around town. And that firm consisted of my Uncle Fred Hubble and his partners Marvin Young and Warren Young. And Warren was an interesting fellow. If you walk out this door and you go around the corner, his portrait will be up on the wall. He was our first common pleas judge. And at one time, he sat at every level of the judiciary for the Ohio court system. And he had retired when I started working, but I changed his pocket parts for probably 15 years of my life. Not many people know what those are anymore, but he was just a gentleman of gentlemen. And we all of us have mentors in life. We all have multiple mentors. To say that my Uncle Fred was a mentor to me would be an understatement. And I'll tell you that the significance is not lost on me that my Uncle Fred was sworn in this courtroom next week 27 years ago by Judge Warren Young. And that means something to me. Warren County has been a great place to practice law long before I became a lawyer. And I pledge to do all that I can to keep that reputation in place. That was started by the folks on the other side of that wall, this gentleman here, and these great judges behind me. And it's something that I take incredibly seriously. And I intend to do so in the manner that is reflective of our community's values. Thank you all for taking time out of your day. It really means the world to me and Megan. Thank you.
At this time, I will turn it over to Chris Johnson, CEO of the Countryside Y, who will provide us with our benediction.
Thank you. So it's always an honor to be asked to pray at an event or at a gathering. It's even more of an honor when it's someone that I call a friend asked me to do so. So thank you for that. Just before I pray, Proverbs 2:6 says, "For the Lord gives wisdom. From his mouth came knowledge and understanding." So let me pray. Father, I pray this prayer over Marty, that you would provide wisdom for him in this role that he has been prepared for, that you have been preparing him for many days. We just thank you for the fulfillment of that in this place, and that you will continue to walk with him and provide wisdom in the day-to-day and the decisions that are brought before him. I lift up his courtroom, and I just pray, even for the safety and protection of that courtroom, that it be a place of healing and truth would win out. Father, I thank you for all of these who have come to support Marty, all of those who have supported him over the years. I just pray that in this moment they each recognize the appreciation and the significance that they have played in this day and coming to this point. Father, I thank you for Marty and Megan. I just lift them up to you. I pray over them, Marty's courtroom, and all that come before him. In your name we pray. Amen.
When Marty and I sat down shortly after the election, and it was all sort of official that he was the incoming judge, and then we started talking about this ceremony, you said one thing: keep it short. So true to that, that concludes this session. There are not any refreshments in the lobby at Judge Hubble's request, because the one thing he said is, look, no deputy is going to stay late because we're going to stand around drinking punch and eating cookies in the lobby. So I am sure that the court services people appreciate that, especially at the holidays. So I want to thank you all for being here, and Merry Christmas. We're adjourned.
That's our show for this week. Thanks for watching. We'll be back with a new show on January 18th.